I want to talk with you a little bit today about some ideas on how to take care of yourself. These are just kind of the beginning ideas, so there's lots to it. But right now, I want you to realize you just have no emotional energy. And in a sense, you have no physical energy because you have no emotional energy. You're just wiped out. So be nice, be kind to yourself. Maybe that's a better word. Be kind to yourself. Don't expect a whole lot of yourself. Sometimes just letting yourself crawl up on the couch and just wrap up in your favorite blanket, or sometimes I would think about crawling up in the Lord's lap and just sitting with him, letting him put his arms around me. And I had one chair that was kind of a cushiony chair, and that's what I still do to this day a lot when I need to feel comforted, is wrap up in those kinds of things. But I guess just be aware of how drained you are. So when you begin to think about what are some of the things you need to do that would help you get through this, friends are a good thing, but maybe limit how many people you're going to talk to about this. And because if you tell 10 people, you've got to sort of keep 10 people updated. I chose mainly kind of 3 main people, especially the first few weeks that I talked to. And they weren't the better or the worst. They were just 3 friends that I felt comfortable with at that moment. And so I guess be wise about that for yourself, so that you don't create more of a problem for yourself. Some of the other kinds of things, and this is what I always ask my gals when they come in to see me: how are you eating? And some of us will overeat. We'll eat everything, including the wallpaper off the walls. But just remember that that you're trying to take care of something inside, and food's not going to do it. And so, but eat wise. Make sure you do eat. I remember food tasted like sawdust. I could hardly gag it down. So, but still try to find something you can eat, and eat a little bit. I don't care whether you eat 3 times a day or not, but make sure you're getting some food, because usually you still got the kids or somebody else to take care of. So take care in your sense that way. We always say get exercise. And if nothing else, get one of those 3 friends to come over and just say, just walk with me a little. And, if you can only walk a block, then you walk a block. In other words, there's no magic number to it, but you gotta keep going if you can at all, for yourself is the most important. Exercise, food, sleep. You're gonna have to try to get some sleep. And sometimes I say, go see a doctor and see what he suggests you do. Maybe you take Tylenol PM, something to get a few hours of sleep if you can. And I'm not saying you're going to be able to sleep right away. Your mind's going to go wild, that type of thing. But find a way to get a little sleep, or at least rest. Make sure, if a warm bath helps, crawl in a warm bath before you go to bed. But just begin to think about it. What are some ways I need to take care of myself here? And stop and think, what's been comforting to you in the past? Because sometimes that's the best way you can go about finding something. And along with all that, I want to talk about a safe place. I mentioned a chair before. Sometimes thinking about something like that, where can you go where it's safe? I have one gal who I know who emptied out one of her closets. It's a big walk-in closet, and she put a chair and a book table in there with her, and she goes in there and shuts the door. It's her safe place, and she spends time. Sometimes she says she spends time with the Lord. Sometimes she just rocks. Sometimes she rocks slow, and sometimes she rocks frantic, but it's her place to go and just be alone for a while. The other kind of thing is, for me, I stayed with Earl, and so one of the things I would say, I just need to touch. And so I would put my head on his chest and shoulder more, I guess I'd say. I'd put my head on his shoulder, and I'd just lay there. And that was comforting to me. So I guess, again, what I'm saying in all this, you got to get to know yourself well enough to know what you need to do that will bring strength to you. And I have a friend, and I told her that she had to think about herself as that she had a well, and her well had been drained dry. And sometimes that's what you got to know. This is what's happened with this crisis. You're drained dry. So what's it going to take to put some moisture back in your well?